So Dave, we're here at the workbench doing a little rigs and techniques on red fishing.
Yeah, you said you wanted to talk about Redfish 101 and what to throw and when. So we're going to start off right away with choosing a rod and reel.
Absolutely.
For the redfish.
You know what, Dave? Everybody fishes with a bait caster and a plug rod in Texas. And the one thing that I love about it is the different makes and models. You can go with a two-handed rod, you can go with a one-handed rod. But the key is that depending on the type of fishing you're doing, you need to make sure you purchase a reel with different retrieve ratios. Like these pins here go from a 9.2 down to this particular one is a 5 points. So the reason why that's important, if you're trying to work a walk the dog type of lure like this hijacker, it has to have slack in order for it to walk the dog. Top water lures for redfish and trout in Texas is something that everybody does the first thing they do in the morning.
Because it's a lot of fun.
It absolutely is a lot of fun. Plus, you know, the thing that guys need to remember is when it's blowing real hard and you have a lot of ripples on the water, then maybe you don't want to fish top water. And that's why top waters work so well early and late in the day.
Because it's calmer.
That's generally going to be a little calmer throughout the day. It could be, you know, still blowing 20, but it only be 12 at daylight, you know?
Right.
So don't be afraid to fish topwater throughout the whole day if you got the conditions for it. What makes a good topwater bite is certainly that the topwater is very effective. They can see it V-waking as well as they can hear the noise, whether it's a chugger like this cane walker or whether it's a walk the dog type of lure. That's going to be the difference. All right, now, if you don't have those conditions, the one thing that you're going to want to do is now, a lot of guys throw search baits. You hear Bink talking about it and Chad talking about throwing paddle tail styles of baits. Well, this Bass Assassin, I noticed that more often than not, a lot of the favorite colors that Bass Assassin sells in Texas, everything has a chartreuse tail. So it could be Mama's chicken, it could be the chicken on a chain, could be this Morning Glory. There's a variety of different colors.
But most of them have that chartreuse tail.
That's correct. The mistake we all make, Bub, this is rigged on an Eagle Claw boxer head jig head. The mistake that I believe that I made it for years, and Roland Martin straightened me out, was a search bait, a vibrating type of lure. The lateral line of the fish is going to feel that. So why do we jerk it and stop it, jerk it and stop it? It's not a jerk bait. A paddle tail is a vibrational type of bait, guys.
The paddle tail stops working when you're jerking it around.
Very critical just to keep reeling it. Reel it steady, allow the tail to vibrate, allow the fish to feel the vibration. And
like a spoon.
Yes, exactly. And that's a great, good choice. That's another thing that happens is a spoon is a great bait because you're tight when he bites it. And also, it's got vibration and flash. And I found that the 1/4 ounce spoon works the best because it's just the right size to give you a much more tighter vibration. A 1/2 ounce, a little bit bigger wobble. You don't catch as many fish on it, but great on a windy day. The negative of spoon, when they all come, it doesn't matter what make and model they are. Get in here tight, Doug, on this. The weed guard comes like this, and when the fish's mouth goes over the top, that weed guard will poke him in the roof of the mouth. So what we do is we pull that weed guard up like so, and then we bend it so that now when he bites down on it, the weed guard's not going to poke him in the roof of the mouth. Plus, if you hit an oyster or you hit anything like you're hitting rocks, if you're throwing along the edge of the jetty and the riprap, it's going to bounce off because it's going to work its way away.
Well, you just mentioned the jetties, and you were talking about, Bing was talking about how there's a bunch of big ones. And you've won a little bit of money on the jetties in Texas.
I've won so much money on the jetties. Here's the key, guys. If you're going to go fish the jetties, the key is that what I would do with Paige would be, he would be fishing in the back of the boat with a deep diving crankbait, a 16, a 20. This War Pig is perfect for it. It's a 3/4 ounce. It's going to swim like this. That's correct. And it's going to swim like this. And by swimming like that, when it hits a rock, it deflects off and the hooks are not pointing towards the rock. As soon as it deflects, that's when that redfish bites it. So many times at the jetty you're catching fish that are too big, but guess what? If they're around 28, 29, 30 inches, you might have to catch 10 oversized in order to make it work. But the key is use something that will reflect or bounce off. I was always fishing on the front with a vibrato, a spoon type, and vertically jigging. So we were covering the water column both forward of the boat and behind the boat.
There you go. Well, that'll do it. We ran out of time. You probably went for another hour, couldn't you?
I could have gone for like 3 more, and we all would have passed out because we're holding our breath, remember?
Yeah.
No, that was pure gold. Amazing.